The following program contains language and subject matter suitable only for an adult audience. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to This Show Sucks here on ThisShowSucks.com. I am your host, Bryce Kane. We've got a good show for you tonight. Joining us on our virtual roundtable is the lovely, well-endowed, multicultural Jessica Kane. We got, as always, the Asian Persuasion, Chopstick, Kung Fu Grip, Chick, whatever the up in Seattle we got Kim Rushton going on up there, and joining us is one of our favorite guests. She's a good friend of the show, returning, Heather Henderson of Ardent Atheist, and also singer, musician in the No God Band with Penn Jillette. So, I'm going to ask my guest, as always, first. Heather, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, everybody.
Whee! And, how...
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm craptacular. How's everybody else doing tonight?
I think I'm okay.
You know, we brought the soundboard back for the show, and we might do it more often after the show. We need the cricket chirp.
Yeah, we have no cricket chirp.
We have no cricket chirp. Okay, we have a rim shot, though. How enthusiastic you sound.
I have the sad trombone.
Actually, yeah, we do. Where's that?
That's my favorite.
And I had to put in the Evil Homer one. That is my favorite, along with the Homer Doe.
Yeah,
that's definitely okay. So, anyways, Heather was gracious enough to come on our show tonight. We had someone cancel, so she came and helped us out, and we really appreciate it. So, I figure we'll just plug the living shit out of a lot of her stuff first half of the show. That's always fun. So why don't we talk about first your Ardent Atheist radio show, since that's what you're doing the most of nowadays besides the No God Band. What is it that you'd like everybody out there to know about the Ardent Atheist radio show? First of all, you can find it at ardentatheist.com. But what do you guys talk about on the show?
Well, Ardent Atheist is a comedy podcast where we invite comedians of all walks of life and all different kinds of beliefs to come on and be guests on the show. It's a show kind of set in the green room, so we're all very, very open and honest, and we just crack dick jokes all day long. we talk about what each guest believes. We ask them what they believe, and then we all make fun of each other, and it gets heated sometimes, but it's all in love and all in fun. Mm-hmm. And we have many. We usually try to have at least one believer on the show if we can.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be fun.
Who's willing to come on and tell us, be honest about what they believe in and talk to us about it and discuss it with us. We also have something called the Wall of Reason, which is a group on Facebook where the show's live, so as we're talking on the show, I'm monitoring the Wall of Reason on Facebook, and people are chatting.
Oh, sweet!
So sometimes we'll throw in what they say into the mesh, and they love it. We read their names off on the show. They love that. Uh-huh. We love our audience. Everyone loves. It's all about love and yelling at people.
And hey, we're all for yelling at people. That's fun.
I haven't yelled at anybody since we had the call-in when we were on Blog Talk, and people used to be able to call in. They just
oh, that was fun. Yeah. I do miss the call-ins. Do you guys have people calling in on your show?
We did one show where we tried to do that, and it failed miserably because we couldn't figure out how to get the Skype thing working with the calls and we'll figure it out eventually. But usually we'll do a call-in show when we don't have any guests, which is only one time. So we've done over a year's worth of show, and we're live every Wednesday.
I laugh because people are like, "Oh, I don't have Skype. Can I call it on OSE the phone?" And I'm like, not really up to giving you my home number.
Yeah, no kidding. Plus, I mean, Skype is free. It's not that, and I think they have an app for Skype on most cell phones. So
actually, last time Heather was on, she Skyped us from her phone in her car in front of an arcade.
That's right.
Or something.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
That was fun.
That was great.
So tell us about the No God Band.
The No God Band is a band that Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller put together. He'd been playing in bands for a really long time, and I don't think a lot of people knew that he could sing and play bass. And he also has written a ton of original music. So he's been a big proponent of TAM, the Amazing Meeting with James Randi, which is a meeting of skeptics that happens once a year in July. And he and Teller usually speak or do magic or do something, but he decided he wanted to put on a show with a band. So we had been friends for a little while, and he asked me if I wanted to sing and be the lead singer, and I said, hell yeah. And so this will be our second year. This will be our second year performing in Vegas at the South Point Hotel, and it'll be on Friday the 13th, and it's open to the public. You don't have to buy a ticket to the Amazing Meeting to come to the show. It's a suggested donation of $20, but if you want to come, just come. We want you there, and it's going to be filled with curse words and some tits and some guys in some banana hammocks. And
that sounds awesome, man.
I was floored when she said Teller talks. I'm like, wait, what?
No, he does. He actually, from what I understand, and Heather can correct me if I'm wrong, Teller speaks a lot, actually.
I've never heard Teller talk.
Well, he has a very soft-spoken voice, and when you hear him talk, you go, oh, that fits quite well with him. You can find him talking on YouTube video clips, and he actually just recently, I don't know if it's going to be debuted, I believe, at the Amazing Meeting, but he just put together a video of the play that he put out called Play Dead, and Emery, who is the host of Ardent Atheist, and I'm the co-host, and we both edited that for him. So it's going to be really cool to see our names up on the credits when it's shown at TAM. So he produced this and directed this play, and it's amazing. It's an amazing play. So.
Speaking of Emery, didn't you just read something about Emery?
Oh yeah. I was I don't know, a couple months ago. I'd finished up the Penn Jillette's book, God No, and I had saw Emery's name in that, and I'm like, oh, I know that. Yeah. I had a split second of ooh, I know that guy, all that shit. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see that. And then I mean, it's a really good book. It's a really good book.
I think you've been quoting out of it for a month now.
That's great.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't remember if I think he said in the book that. He doesn't believe that, or he believes that most people in the world are atheists, and they just don't know it. And I read that, and I agree with that, but I think I kind of take it a step further in that I believe that most people are atheists, but are either afraid to admit it to themselves or to other people.
Well, atheist is a bad name, I mean,
right.
When a lot of people think of atheist, they think devil worshiper, evil person with no morals, and it's just been torn to bits, and most people don't even really realize what it means. They just listen to what other people say or what the preacher says, and if you're not with God, you're with the devil. So,
well, I know for me, at first, I went the headlong, ultra rebellious way of. I went from not being really anything to trying to give my heart to Jesus, and that's a long story, but it involved me. It involved me. No, I don't know.
Take it deep.
No, this was when I was a kid, actually. I was like, I don't know, 10 or 12 years old or something like that. And the neighbor kid, his parents said that he couldn't play with me anymore because I wasn't a Christian. And exactly. And so, at that time, I had no freaking concept of any of that stuff, and so I was like, well, what do I have to do? I didn't really give a shit. I just wanted to play with the dude, and so he took me to his church, and I had to go and say a prayer and in front of the congregation and a bunch of other shit to give my heart to Jesus and all this crap. And then after that, I was able to play with him just fine. But I mean, it was just, my dad was pissed, by the way. My dad, his first wife was ultra Catholic, and after they divorced, he was like, he could not stand Christianity at all whatsoever. And so when he found out that his son was going to church to give his heart to Jesus, just so he could play with the neighbor kids, he was pissed. But he let me go, And so, yeah, that really panned out well. Then a few years later, I decided, when I guess I was 17, 18 years old, I decided to become a Satanist. LaVeyan.
We all do that in our teenage years.
Yeah, I was the LaVeyan Satanist, and I stayed a Satanist for, I don't know, up until I was about 27, I think. And I don't know, after a while, I stopped completely because it really wasn't the Satanism that made me stop. It was all the followers, all the Satanists that I met were they reminded me so much of Christians. They were just, it was kind of like what is it? Sometimes the word and the what am I trying to say? The idea is really great, but then you involve other people and they go and they fuck the whole thing up. And I got really sick of being associated with those people. I got sick of dealing with those people, and I got sick of...
You sound like a Christian, because a lot of people go, I love Jesus, hate his followers.
Well, what's funny is I was a Christian for a while, and when I say I was a Christian, I was the type of person that you only end up in church at weddings and funerals and no one ever said grace.
Yeah.
But you didn't say Jesus didn't exist, because as soon as you did, your whole family goes, oh, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people don't even just don't even think about it. They
right.
They just go with whatever people say. Don't think about it.
The worst Christian jokes. I told the worst anti-Semitic. It was really bad. I mean, I told Bryce when I met him, I am the world's worst Christian. Flat out, I was that bad.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Well, I told her, I said, I don't think you're the world's worst Christian. I think you're an atheist. I said, I said it before. I said this. I said, I'm not trying to convert you, so don't get me wrong. But I think you're an atheist. You're just afraid to admit it to yourself.
Well, you know how everyone has one of those moments where it's like glass shattering, you didn't think about it before, and then your whole world changes?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Bryce looked at me and he said, think about it this way. If there was a heaven... And
no, you came up with this yourself.
I came up with the theory that it is mathematically impossible for there to be a heaven, because all of these people who believe their religion is the right religion to get into heaven, the place would be fucking huge, okay? It would just be astronomical.
Well, you'd be in heaven with, like, Hitler.
And then, yeah.
Instead of all,
and then you
right.
have to thinking about it, and well, everyone thinks they're the right religion, and nobody really has it right. And so either A, Jesus is a huge dick and has all of these people believing that they're going to get into heaven and not telling anyone who the right religion is, and it's got space for 43.3 people, and everyone else gets to burn in a lake of fire, which that would make him a huge dick.
But I also mentioned to her that if you look at all these concepts of pearly gates, heaven, hell, lake of fire, brimstone, all those are physical, tangible things. They're not spiritual or of any spiritual nature. So you cannot have something physical like a lake of fire, brimstone, all that, in a spiritual realm. It's not possible.
And threw my window, and I never saw it the same way again, and just said, fuck it. I came out of the closet.
So yeah, but what I was saying, though, was that when I decided to stop being a Satanist, I decided I was going to be an atheist, but I was really afraid to do that, which is odd because I just came from being a Satanist. But I was really afraid to say to myself, I don't believe that there's a God. I mean, to say it out loud, to say it to myself or anything. And I was afraid to say to anybody else that I don't believe there's a God, a heaven, a hell, or anything.
The what if I'm wrong factor.
It is that. It's the what if I'm wrong, what if if I die and I'm going to burn in hell, all that shit. And that, I believe, is one of the reasons why a lot of people are afraid to admit that they're atheists, because they are afraid that something is going to happen to them if they're wrong.
What's funny is, out of all of us, Kim was the only one who hasn't actually said, I'm an atheist. She just says, I'm a recovering Catholic.
I'm a recovered Catholic, actually. My mother is, well, okay, let's start over here. She is a Catholic. My father, however, had to convert from his spirituality to Catholicism because my mom said that they would not recognize the marriage if they didn't have it at the Catholic Church. So my father, who loves my mother very much, converted from being a Protestant to Catholic, go figure. So yeah, I was raised Catholic. I totally denounced it myself when I was about 12 or 13 because I kept questioning everyone involved in the church. I didn't understand this and that, why it's okay for this and why it's okay. I never got any answers, and it really took me up. So I was like, what are you hiding? So
Bryce used to laugh at me. He's like, you're Native American and Christian. Do you have like a really short memory? I mean, come on. That's like black people who are Christians. Really?
Yeah, I don't understand when I meet people whose ancestors were completely decimated by a certain people of religion, and yet they are like devout in that religion. I
mean like African Americans in Christianity too?
Yeah, exactly. Or
Native Americans in Christianity, Koreans in Christianity.
Yeah, it's
hey, what are you saying about Koreans?
I specifically said Korean.
She enunciates that very like Koreans. Like
Korean.
It's like a bad signal.
When I say Korean, she perk.
What you guys may not know is I don't know if you know about this, but there's a bunch of African American atheist Facebook groups that you can go hang out, and there's a lot of them. And when I first became an atheist, I was like, oh, where are the black people? Where are they? And I found them, and I was like, I can't believe you're here. I found you.
My husband's part black.
What's funny is I actually met you through Eon Dean, who is amazingly atheist.
He's ridiculously atheist.
That
he gets really mad. And
the
really
lake of fire
fast.
If there is a hell, it is on his page.
Yeah.
But he's useful, and in debating.
He trolls the God pages. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Do we want to play one of her videos?
Yeah. Why don't we go to a video of your the No God band? Well, let's see. Oh man, the program is showing only a part of the song. This one starts with she. What was that? She washes her something in the... Dyeing
her hair in a gas station men's room. This is an original by Penn Jillette.
Okay, so does this have you in it too, or is it...
Yep, I'm in there.
Okay, well, we will go. This is from the No God Band. What is the name of the song again? She dyes her hair in the gas station?
Gas station men's room.
Okay, there you hear it. All right, here you go. We'll play that, and we'll be right back.
Okay, this is called She Was Dyeing Her Hair in a Gas Station Men's Room. She was dyeing her hair in a gas station men's room. I guess I should have took that as a bad sign. She had the car that she drove from the right room. There was no way of me knowing at the time. She was catching your car and the ride for some pounds and legs. She asked me for a ride to the state line. She was going to be lost to pay my heart across the pain. But she was driving fast and she was looking fine. wasn't too far. When it was over, I'd never known her name. Oh, I like tacos and beans, and I can get those in Texas. For Texas, I can get me back home. No more sleepy senoritas and no sad knees. Give me to Texas and I'll get my ass home. She was buying sleeping pills at a Las Vegas strip mall. I guess I should have took that as a bad sign. The only English she knew was Elvis didn't like baseball. And to ask somebody if they had the time, I got her right in my car and pulled right into the passenger lane. I thought to save her life and she'd be mine. She was gonna get me busted, break my heart, not the pain. But she was half a drink and she was looking fine. Giant stood broken Spanish in my little car. She was running, getting young, bringing rain. We heard that Mexico was nice, it wasn't too far. When it was over, I had never known her name. Oh, I like tacos and beans, but I can get those in Texas. In Texas, I can get me back home. No more sleepy senoritas and no sad knees. Get me to Texas and I'll get my ass home. Chicken back. Punches with the bouncer at the strip club. I guess I should have took that as a bad sign. We had given the IRS a tips and a base stub. There was no way of me knowing at the time. I got out of the club and she was riding through the building. And she held on to the cripple bottom sign. She was gonna take me across the break her heart and nothing. But she was half a mess and she was looking fine. She was screaming in the front seat of my new car. Our internal revenue was really lame. We all know Mexico is nice, it wasn't too far. When it was over, I had never known her name. Oh, I love tacos and beans, but I can get those in Texas. In Texas, I can get me back home. No more sleeping senoritas and no sad knees. Give me to Texas and I'll get my ass home. Tacos and beans, but I can get those in Texas. In Texas, I can get my back home. No more sleeping senoritas and no sad knees. Give me to Texas and I'll get my ass home. She was dyeing her hair in a gas station men's room.
Which is a bunch of bullshit, by the way.
Okay,
Just tell them
we're
$1 million challenge. Tell them
Heather,
to do that $1 million.
Heather, we're back.
Tell them ask them why they haven't won the lottery.
Okay.
Never hear this. Psychic wins lottery.
Okay.
Never hear this.
We're back. That was the No Go. Damn, I got echo going. Okay, that was the No God Band with Heather Henderson, Penn Jillette, and is Emery in that band too?
No, but Emery's going to be there with me. He'll be filming it for Penn.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, during the break and when we came back in, I didn't give everybody enough time, and I apologize to let them know that we were coming back. But we were talking about Penn.
Touchy subject for Heather.
Yeah, we were talking about Penn Jillette's. God damn, I'm having a brain fart tonight. What was
about James Randi and what the amazing meeting was about?
That thing? Yes.
And the $10 million psychic challenge.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Now, tell them about this. This is really interesting.
Well, James Randi has a challenge that anyone who believes they have any kind of supernatural power, that could be water dowsing or psychic ability, or where is it when you can project and see things that are happening in another place or something like that? I forget what that's called. But if you think you have this ability and you want to prove it, and all you have to do is go to randy.org and there's a link on there where you can click to enter the challenge.
Mhm.
If you can prove that you have this ability and you actually do, then you can win $10 million.
So
no one has ever won.
So who all has been invited? You were saying Sylvia Brown.
Sylvia Brown has. I don't know who specifically has been invited, but I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised that any of these main psychics, these major money-making psychics, haven't tried to win the challenge. They're afraid they're going to lose.
Well, yeah.
They're going to be called out as frauds.
I'm trying to remember who was that. Oh, John Edwards.
Oh,
did he get invited?
I can't stand him.
Well, of course he's not going to enter.
Yeah. I would love. So, okay, but people have entered, right?
Yes, they have entered, and you can actually watch those videos on YouTube of the people that have entered. Because it's done before an audience. It's done before a live audience. They film it. There's a bunch of parameters. The rules are on the website, randy.org.
So they knew what they were getting into. And they can't say, "Oh, I didn't know."
Yeah. You know, they try to make it as fair as possible, and they get to pick what they're going to do. Then, you know, it's not like Randy says you have to do X, Y, or Z. They get to tell them what they're going to do.
Nice.
And then Randy and Penn, Gillette, and everybody, they like debunk what's going on, or what?
No, it's kind of like, okay, and Penn isn't actually involved with the challenge. I mean, he's donated tons of money and he does a lot for Randy. But Randy has specific people that are involved, and things like this. Like, say you say that you can guess the red playing cards, whether they're red or whether they're black. And you know you can do this. Well, then he sets up a test where there's 20 envelopes sealed with cards in them of different colors, and you're to pick the ones that are red and you're to pick the ones that are black, and the percentage is the ratio that you pick. I mean, anybody can guess by accident, but
right.
Out of 20 you get 4, then we know that you're not really
right. Yeah.
So
you are an asshole.
But I assume that even if they're proved wrong, that it's still kind of all in good fun, and they're not made to look like jackasses, right?
No, they're treated very respectfully. But it's very straightforward.
And you get bacon and donuts?
No, that's not the No God Man bacon and donut party.
I love bacon and donuts.
We want bacon and donuts.
I don't want bacon and donuts. And last year I didn't get not one donut. I was mad.
Oh, that's blasphemy, dude.
Everyone ate. There were troughs and troughs of bacon and donut there.
Oh,
and I didn't
dude.
get one. I was mad.
So, okay, let me ask you. How did you get involved with Penn Jillette and all that, with the No God band and so on? Because as soon as I found out that I have to admit, as soon as I found out that you were involved with Penn Jillette with the band and everything, I was like, oh, I'm fucking jealous. Because I love that dude. He's an awesome dude.
At least you're honest about it.
Yeah, ever since I saw, I loved seeing his magic and everything, but when I saw the bullshit TV show, I was hooked, man. I mean, I loved his attitude. I loved his debunking and mostly just his attitude. He seems like a really cool dude. But yeah, I've been curious. How did you get involved with the band and all that?
Well, it's a funny story. I met Penn on Facebook.
Nice.
And we became friends, and then we just had this friendship that went on for at least a year, talking back and forth, and I had just turned atheist. I mean, that's when my mind was blown, and so I kind of latched onto him, and he really helped me straighten out a bunch of things. I don't know if he knows he helped me, but he helped me with a bunch of issues and things I was dealing with, and it's just been a great friendship that's grown, and I love him to death. He's super smart. He's super sweet. A lot of people think that he's this hard ass, because he's a big guy. He can speak loud. He speaks well.
Right.
He speaks his mind, but he's really just a softie. He's a big
he's very tall too.
It's very tall.
I've seen some of his candid YouTube. I guess video blogs or whatever, where he just grabs a camera and just starts talking about things. And yeah, he's a sweet, down to earth guy, man. He seems like really nice. I'm hoping one day that I'll get to meet him, shake his hand, and everything. I mean, he's a really cool. He is a really good guy.
You could be surprised who you will actually meet on Facebook. I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't be married to the person I'm sitting next to if it weren't for Facebook, honestly. But, I mean, a lot of the people that I get along with best, I actually met there. So it actually has a use, even though I talk about how fucking shitty it is 90% of the time. Some of my best friends. It doesn't become
shitty if you have the right friends, if you get rid of those people that post what they're doing every 5 seconds. And are annoying or post propaganda that you hate. Get rid of those people, and Facebook can be a lovely
exactly.
You have 5,000 like-minded assholes to hang out.
Yeah, when we first met, she was surrounded by a lot of people who were very Christian, and as soon as they found out I was atheist and that she was with me, they were just like, "Oh my God, you're going to hell!" And she was really upset. She had just turned atheist, and she was,
my dad just died.
Yeah, and she was.
God, that sucks.
I was told I was going to burn in hell, and that he was so disappointed. Yeah, anyway, my block list has over 600
and so she asked me, what to do about it, and I said, look, I know it's going to be a hard choice, but you have people on your page who are total strangers, and you had said this to me, and so I kind of repeated it, but you have people on your page that are total strangers who show you more love than the people that are in your life. Maybe you need to get rid of some of the negative people and keep the people who accept you for who you are.
And with that, we took out a pair of hedge clippers.
At first, it really is, but once you are embraced by all those other people, it becomes really easy to say, fuck off, asshole.
Well, and after that, I took a hedge clipper and I just started clipping shit, and after that, the music's taken off, the shirts have taken off, the modeling page is taken off, the radio's taken off. You cut the dead weight, and everything else that you're involved with has room to flourish and grow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Exactly.
I've never been happier in my life. It's funny, in Christianity, in being religious, you're just constantly in doubt, and you feel helpless, and you're begging for help from this thing that you don't know is there or not, and you need to give yourself more credit, and
exactly.
For the things that you do, you get yourself through when you're in bad times and hard times. I mean, when my mom died, I didn't believe in God, but I wasn't an atheist. You know what I mean? Like I was just not thinking about it, but I felt funny talking to God, like saying, why did you take my mom? Because I was like, I don't believe this. I just don't believe this,
Yeah.
All this stuff.
I was sitting with Bryce on Skype when my mom told me, like, the minute my dad coded. Like, he flatlined on the phone, and I was sitting with Bryce, and I told him, I said, that's it. There's not a God. If there was a God, how the hell could, he take a good man away from his family that needs him? That proves to me right there, there's absolutely no God.
What was funny is
Don't you know that God has plans for your dad?
You know what?
What was funny? No, it was funny is I actually tried to talk her back into continuing to believe in her faith, because I didn't want to change her or anything like that, but she became very adamant, and I just kind of let it go.
Yeah, when somebody told me, God has a plan, I said, really? I said, that fucker's not busy enough with, all the starving kids in Africa, all the STDs. He had so much free time on his hands, he was staring down in my dad's hospital room at that minute and said, hey, I think I'll take you with me. Really?
Yeah. When I give that argument about the starving kids, I'm always just shocked and appalled whenever they come back with the answer that they normally come back with. God loves those kids, and He's taking care of their needs.
Yeah. If God can turn water into wine, why can't He turn sand into bread and feed some African kids?
Well, the answer is it's not God's fault, it's man's fault.
No.
Exactly.
God could plant some carrots out there in the desert in the Sahara. This is God's fault. God's an asshole.
I've also had people come back and say, Africa is abundant in its resources. Look at the beautiful, foliage there and the trees and how much grows in Africa. I'm like, Well, when you're starving and you're 2, I don't know if you know how to go out in a forest and forage for fucking food.
Yeah, it's not like you can climb a fucking coconut tree or, slaughter an animal.
Well, I've also heard the argument of, well, they're not saved Christians. If they were saved Christians, God would take care of them.
Thank you, God-fearing Christians.
That is
Your God is all-loving and all-knowing, and He is giving of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, and it's not always their fault. I mean, it's brainwashing. I mean, you are taught, especially if you're taught from a young child, that this is the way it is.
I think
you just start making all these intellectual jumps and try to make your point correct, and it's really irrational, but that's what you're taught to do.
I know me and Kim were talking about this one day, about all the missionaries and stuff like that, and she and I were talking about how they go to Africa and they go to Korea and they go to places like this and they hand out Bibles because Bibles are so nutritious and delicious.
Right.
Why can't you fucking pass out sandwiches?
I mean, even Mother Teresa at the end of her life didn't believe. She said that she didn't believe. She had a diary that she didn't want released, and they released it afterwards.
Yeah, I read about that.
About how she didn't believe that God was really there, that He cared.
Yeah.
Sandwiches instead of Bibles. That would make you a caring
I would like a
Christian.
sandwich, please, not that funky book.
You know what I'm saying? If they pass out food instead of Bibles.
Okay, well, we have a video here. I wanted to kind of segue into the. You had Richard Dawkins on your show.
Yes.
Now, what is being talked about in this video clip before we play
We're
it?
talking about Islam and, whether it's a religion of peace, and I forget what the clip is saying because it's been a while since I've actually watched it, but it's pretty cool and pretty funny. And there's a guy on there whose face is hidden because he doesn't want anyone to know he's an atheist, and he's
Okay.
He's pretty frightened about it. So go ahead and play that, and you'll
Okay.
see.
All right, this is from Ardent Atheist, and you can listen to the show at ardentatheist.com. We'll be right back.
Well, what do you say to the people who say the moderate Muslims are indeed not stoning people and they're not doing the mercy killings and that sort of thing, even though the Hadith demands that they do these things?
They are not doing them. Well, good for them. I mean, how generous of them.
Yeah, how nice of them, right?
Well, but that's not fair to say that. It's not that they're not. It's just it didn't even cross their mind. It's not part of their system of.
Do they
belief
stand
to
up
do
and
them.
condemn it?
Unfortunately, some of them do,
Very few.
but very few that don't bother. And
Because
actually,
if they do, they may get stoned.
This is what Maryam
No,
Ahmad
let me tell
is
you.
trying to do, because there is this taboo with criticizing Islam, even
Exactly.
within a moderate
That's definitely.
family.
It's a taboo here. I have my liberal friends attacking me for criticizing Islam.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
made Islam
It's not
Muhammad,
about
and
being
I had
attacked. It's not just about being
here.
attacked.
How is it taboo here, for Christ's sake?
No, I mean, for instance, my friend on YouTube,
Yeah.
he made wonderful videos criticizing Islam, and
Yeah.
he had to pull them all down because his family was found out about them. His daughter was supposed to be engaged, to be married,
Yeah.
and their family just canceled the wedding. And there is this entire taboo with criticizing Islam.
Yeah, it's so peaceful. I really like
And
that.
that runs through moderate Islam as well.
It does.
Exactly.
It does.
I was on television with Sir Iqbal Sakrani, who at that time was the senior Muslim in Britain. He got knighted for services to so-called community relations. And I challenged him publicly on television: Is it the case that the penalty for apostasy in Islam is death?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, it's not important."
I know. I saw that. I completely dismissed it.
Let me actually.
And he said, "Well, it's never enforced. It's never."
Okay, and we are back. That was Richard Dawkins on Ardent Atheist, and that was Emery going off, which I love hearing him just completely God Christ, Jesus Christ, God damn it, fucking A. That's awesome. I need to do that shit more often.
Kim had some questions.
Oh yeah, Kim, you said you had a couple questions for Heather?
Actually, well, more like a comment too. I was just curious, like with your shows, because they brought that up, if it's just mainly like in Hollywood, or do you like to do shows out of state as well?
The No Got Band?
Yes.
Or, no, it's not in Hollywood either. We do them in Vegas, near his home, because he doesn't want to travel. He doesn't want to fly the band out. I think it's just primarily a hobby for him, really. But it's something he does love doing when he has time to do it. He's just extremely busy.
Yeah, because it's just, my husband here, he's a big bass player, and he didn't know, actually I didn't even know either that he was playing the bass on there. He lit up like a little Christmas tree here.
It would be awesome if we could do a tour. I would just enjoy that so
I would
much.
love that. That would be really cool.
We would, we would love to see a show.
If you guys do a tour, if you guys do a tour, we want A Fall in Mind to open for you guys.
Good luck. Before we go, I know we've still got like 15-20 minutes. All of Geekdom wants to hear about how Heather Henderson ended up on the Magic the Gathering cards. More people are like, oh, she's on Magic.
I have to admit, I used to play it for a very long time, and I do remember those cards she was on, and now I'm like really giddy that I get to talk to her.
Well, the best thing about those cards is I'm friends with the guy who drew it.
Well, that helps.
That is awesome.
Dave Palumbo, you should look him up on the Googles. David Palumbo. He is the son of a really well-known artist who has done tons and tons of paintings for calendars and for Heavy Metal Magazine, and his mother is also an artist. And I've been in her calendar, and gosh, what the heck is Dad's name? It's a very foreign sounding name. I'm going to look it up so I can get this right. But he's a friend of my friend's and been using them as models, and I said, well, how can I get in this? And he's also a fan of burlesque, and I've been doing burlesque since 1998, and he comes to the shows.
That was back in her dominatrix days.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, most people don't realize Heather Henderson used to be a dominatrix.
Yeah. Isn't that obvious?
You do have the attitude for it. You are very dominant.
She told the story on the last show. That's how she got her free think tattoo. She actually traded services for the tattoo.
Well, let me straighten that story out. The woman who owned the dungeon, her boyfriend was a tattoo artist. And wanted to give me a going away present.
Okay. And so
I asked him, I said, I wanted to get a tattoo, and how much would it cost? He goes, for you, free. So
sweet.
There's a lot of them.
I would have to imagine that a scalp tattoo bled like a son of a bitch.
Oh, Boris Vallejo and Julie Bell. Those are David Palumbo's.
I was just going to ask that. I'm a huge fan of that.
Boris Vallejo, he's good.
Palumbo, DVPALUMBO.com. That's his website. He's got an amazing. You'll see his collection of Magic the Gathering cards that he painted. And I'm in there.
Oh, right on.
I can send it to you guys on the Skype if you want it.
Okay, that's cool.
That's freaking amazing.
Yeah, and they just happen to be in Philadelphia.
We have about 15 minutes left. Are we going to do the Mad Libs and Bucket of Suck, or?
Oh, we can do the Bucket of Suck. Yeah, let's.
We got to do one of these days we're going to get a sound effect for the Bucket of Suck. This is America's least favorite game. It's called the Bucket of Suck.
Just so y'all know, if you're watching it, we run on a prop budget of about $1 Tree. Eventually, I'm going to get to the 99-cent store, and we're going to have more.
Yeah, but we picked names out of the Bucket of Suck, and then we ask questions. We're really high tech,
I just want to give a shout out to Taylor Martin, who's on the wall. He's a friend and a supporter.
Okay. All right, on. All right, so the first question is going to be for Heather. Okay.
Okay, let's just... Oh, this one jumped out. If you could write sequels to the original Star Wars trilogy, what would happen?
Fuck, I'd I'd be in it.
You could be the dominatrix in that fucked up little bar.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be holding the chains to some crazy creatures.
Yeah, we saw her in that stripper pole movie. She could have a little pole.
Yeah, she doing burlesque or.
That was a musical in Philadelphia that incorporated dance stripper poles.
That was kind of awesome.
That was very cool.
I love the caption. Why am I always naked? Because you like it.
No, I don't drink tequila. It gets me naked.
Okay. Next question is for me. All right. Treat me gently, baby.
What's the first thing you think about in the morning?
God, I gotta piss.
Well,
that was too easy.
Another name.
All right.
We have to get something existential eventually.
Yeah, we need to get more existential questions in there. Next one is for you, so I get to pick it out. All right, let's see here. All right. Let's see.
It could be a really sucky one.
It is. If my cat ate beans,
say no more.
Then farted in my face while holding a lighter, would my face explode?
Who submitted that question?
This is from George Borges.
Okay, first off, George, you are a sick, sadistic bastard. Quit feeding your cat beans. Second off, quit smoking and put the lighter down. Thirdly, I don't think there's enough methane in a cat fart to blow your face off. I think at most it would singe either your eyebrows or your mustache. But you poor bastard.
Maybe he has a fetish for sniffing that.
He just likes farting pussy.
What is that fetish about fart sniffing?
Cat fart sniffer.
Okay.
So next one's for Kim.
Next one is for Kim.
Let's see what we got for Kim.
Yes, I'm here.
I think we asked her this one last time.
I gotta make it interesting.
Yeah, since we don't have a whole lot of time, we're going to go from this to the Mad Libs, and then we're going to play out the last No God Band song.
So, do you have like a freaky thing, like a third nipple, or a tail, or any, strange body deformity that we don't know about?
Let's see. My second toe is like the longest toe on my feet, and I have no tailbone. I broke it as a child.
You have no ass bone?
I have an ass, but I just don't have an ankle bone.
Oh, nice. She said ankle bone. I thought she said tailbone.
I have no ass bone. Okay. Let us do the Mad Libs. This is the first time we're doing this shit, so yeah. Alright, okay, pencil, okay, we're gonna go around the room, ask for certain thingy-mabobs, and then, okay.
Yeah, then Heather.
So, let's have Kim start first. I am looking for an adjective.
Swiftly. Or no, great.
Adjective is a describing word. Come on, Kim, you can do it. I think I can.
You said an adjective, right?
Yeah, it's a describing word.
Yeah, I said stinky.
Oh, stinky or sneaky?
Stinky, like P.U., you smell like skank.
Gotcha. Okay, Heather, we need a part of the body.
How about second toe?
Second toe. I know whose foot this is.
Okay. We need a plural noun.
Manginas.
Manginas.
When isn't it here?
Okay, for me, person in the room, female.
Shit.
I will pick Kim.
I'm sorry, what did I have to... What's the word?
They wanted me to pick a person in the room that was female, so I picked you.
Oh, Oh, okay.
Okay, now it's your turn. You get to pick a person in the room, also female.
Heather.
Okay. Heather, we need a noun.
Fart.
Fart! It's always one of my favorites. Okay. From you, we need another noun.
Nipple clamp.
Nipple clamps. Those are always a favorite, too. And from me, we need a plural noun. I will go with elephant colons.
Wow.
What's funny is we always take a picture, Photoshop in the words, and post it on Facebook so we remember.
Okay, Kim, we need a part of the body.
Penis.
Painters.
Okay. Heather, we need a number.
777.
Oh my God, she's so Christian. Okay, we need from you a part of the body that's plural.
Taints.
Taints.
I almost said weenus, but I always try to fit in
I think
weenus.
that would be ween-eye, wouldn't it?
I don't know, that's why I didn't say it. 'Cause
Okay.
I didn't know what the plural was.
Okay, for me, they need a plural noun. I will pick. God, we're running out of time.
Sadistic nuns.
Plural noun. Sadistic nuns. Fuck it. That sounds good. Okay, Kim, we need a noun. Don't worry, we're almost done with this. A noun is a person, place, or thing.
Cross.
Cross. All right. Damn. Heather, we need another number.
Damn it. 0.
We need an adjective from you.
Crunchy.
Crunchy.
I like crunchy.
From me, I need an adjective. I'll say spunky.
Nice. It's better than boinkily.
Okay, 2 more. Kim, we need a verb that ends with ing.
Humping.
Humping. And lastly, oh God, Heather, we need a part of the body. This thing is fucking perverted.
Sphincter.
Sphincter. Okay, now to read tonight's Mad Lib. It's called Double Fault. Alright. It's embarrassing that in a family of stinky athletes, I'm the only one without any hand second toe coordination. So I asked my 2 manginas, Kim and Heather, for help.
We're manginas.
Dum, dum, dum.
They're both on the varsity fart team. I don't have the slightest nipple clamp of what I was getting into.
Nice.
My 2 sweet elephant colons became unavailable trainers. They had me doing daily push-ups, sit-ups, and deep penis bends. And I was running 777 miles a day to strengthen my taints. Okay. I also had to do a series of deep breathing sadistic nuns.
Nice.
Designed to improve my cross capacity. It was a grueling 0 months before my crunchy sisters deemed me ready for the spunky moment. Unfortunately, it never happened. As I was humping at tryouts, I tripped and broke my sphincter. Anyone up for chess?
Oh.
And of course, Photoshop the shit out of this and put it on.
We will Photoshop the words into that and post it on the page. So
I'm dating it so we don't use this one again for, well, God knows how long.
Okay, now the last song we're gonna play for you guys. It's from the No God Band, and it starts with My Something. Do you know which one that one is, Ken or Heather? Yeah, it says My program doesn't show the entire.
It is
title of it.
My radio's broke.
My radio's broke. Okay, and we will be right back.
Fancy harmony thing that I can't do, but they can.
They got a big pyramid with a light coming out of the top.
They got all night buffets where the shrimp just will not stop. It's a family vacation place, but every billboard has your face, and all the music in the lobby is all about losing you. Wayne Newton at the Sands at the show I gotta see. You see, he's Mr. Las Vegas, and besides, I get in free. mine. I'm on the zero speed streets, just figuring out pass some time. But the only one who talked to me is in the 4-leaf grocery. I didn't understand a word, but it was all about losing you. Well, I can only play 3 notes on bass guitar. You know, I'm 56 years old, I'm never gonna be a star. And I can't think of words to say. I'm trapped, I don't know about anything. And I sure ain't gonna write a song about losing you. You see, my radio's broken, there's nothing but my song. Every ball trick with a microphone seems to know I've done it wrong. I don't know how they knew that our romance was through. But every song they wrote about losing you. And the long fronts and all stars are all about losing you. And the Jersey boys are all about losing you. And the Oregon atheists are all about losing you. And the Penn and Teller show is all about losing you. And dear Richard Dawkins just talked about losing you.
Okay, that was the No God Band with Penn Jillette and our special guest here, Heather Henderson. We're running a little long, so we got to cut this off now. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, listening to us, putting up with our shit. I want to thank Heather Henderson for coming on. It's always a pleasure. We want you to come back again real soon if you can, okay?
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
And from all of us here at This Show Sucks, we want to wish you a happy 4th of July and all that shit.
Be sure to tune into Ardent Atheist Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
And I think that's it. Yeah, go to ardentatheist.com to listen to the show. They've got a lot of really cool guests, and I'm sure you guys will love it. If you guys love this show, you'll definitely love their show. It's really cool.
So, play them a song?
Nah, we're just going to get the hell out of here. All right, we'll... Excuse me, sorry. Catch you next Friday, and we're out of here.
This Show Sucks is sponsored by FallenShirts.com. Music provided by the band A Fallen Mind at afallenmind.com. Please visit our sponsors so that this show can remain